organization will recognize you, and that is how you will be getting the promotion and other fringe benefits. 18th, 19th and the 20th century have seen a tremendous change with human resource management. Even a person like Narayan Murthy needs training. See, that is the beauty of HRD, is human resource development. The Tata Motors, the Tata Groups or Tata Sons, whatever the products we have in Tata, what happens is there will be a gradual increase of sales. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here for the second chapter, and the second chapter is all about human resource development. Now here you need to understand that the session 1 will deal with the entire meaning definition of human resource development. Now what exactly human resource development is? When we go with this, you will understand the meaning of HRD. Now human resource development is a process. See here, you need to understand that what exactly a process is. A company can change, a business can change. The same way here, you need to understand that there is some common feature about a company and a business, that is perpetual succession. Now to run any company, you need human resources. That's why developing a human resource is also a perpetual succession, that is called process, which is a continuous of helping people to acquire competencies. That is what happens in human resource development. In an organizational context, HRD is a process which helps employees of an organization in continuous and planned way to. Now we have given 1, 2 and 3 points. What exactly happens? Now HRD is all about what you are supposed to prepare and give them the competencies. That is, you need to motivate them, guide them. You should make sure that those people are properly enhanced in their work, they are skilled, they are passionate about it, they are talented, they're supposed to get all the things done efficiently and effectively. They need to see the productivity, they need to go with the career planning, they need to go with the entire holistic business management. That is what the HRD is all about. Now here the first one is acquired or sharpen capability required to perform various functions associated with their present or expected future roles. In the books of Henry Fayol, in his book, he had written that we are supposed to maintain 2 things. One is unity of command and unity of direction. If we go with it, we are the people who will get fair remuneration, and there will be something called stability. Only when you go for initiative, that is, when you go for initiative and work more for the organization will recognize you, and that is how you will be getting the promotion and other fringe benefits. Now Henry Fayol, the father of general management, he told in his books that when he started to work in the mining company, he was a person in the middle level and the supervisor level. But when he was supposed to get retired, he became a person in one among the top level. That is how it is. See, stability. That is, a proper human resource development has happened to Henry Fayol, the way he did all the work. Develop their general capabilities as individuals and discover and exploit their inner potential for their own and or expected future ideas or the roles. Here what happens is, one should always know his or her strength. In the meanwhile, they are supposed to know their weakness. Now here HRD, what happens is, HRD will enhance their strength and minimize their weakness so that they can be designed properly and they can be suitable for all the work whichever the management wants them to do. That means the management want them to get prepared for the future roles as well as for the roles in the present. The last one here the HRD aims at is develop an organizational culture. You are supposed to develop the organizational culture in which supervisor and subordinate, you have 2 kind of a thing. One is the supervisor and one is the subordinate. There should be a proper relationship between the supervisor and the subordinate. Relationships, teamwork, and collaboration among subunits are strong and contribute to the professional well-being, motivation, and pride of the employees. Now here you are supposed to go with HRD. Why? Because you need to always maintain the superior and the subordinate relationship. You should work in a team. You should always be very open-minded to any kind of a work given by the management, and you're supposed to perform to the utmost potential of yours. That's why even F.W. Taylor, Frederick Winslow Taylor, that is the father of scientific management, he says that we should always go with one thing, that is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency. That is what he says. Now, HRD will enhance those things to the individuals. Next one we'll go with is the definition. Now, HRD is defined as, when I say definition, please understand here, students. Meaning is what you can write what exactly it is, but definition you are supposed to quote about a person who have defined these terms. Now, according to Allen, HRD is defined as an activity and a process which undertakes by an organization to formulate the intellectual, moral, psychological, cultural, social and economic development of the individual in an organization in order to help them to achieve the highest human potential as a resource for the community. Now understand, human resource, why is it called as a resources? Earlier when we studied in our schools, we had only two types of resources: natural resources and man-made resources. Why is that we have this concept about human as a resource? The reason is you need to use the human brain and the way the human work. If he or she will develop their efficiency to the greatest of their excellency, what happens is they can contribute a lot to the society as well as organization as well as individual. That's the reason after Industrial Revolution, the 18th, 19th and the 20th century have seen a tremendous change with human resource management, where they got to know that human are the useful resources than the physical resources. That's why when we go with human resource planning, I have already mentioned it and you are supposed to watch those sessions here where I have told you that human resource planning, which is called as manpower planning, it is very much mandatory. In the meantime, human resource development is very, very important for human resources planning as well as manpower planning. The reason here, why it is very important. If once the person is intellectual, he has a sense of moral values, he is psychologically fit, he understands the culture, social and economic development. Now what happens to an individual? He or she will actually achieve the highest human potential as a resource. They themselves will become a resource which is useful for the mankind. Now here you need to understand that without HRD, a proper HRD, any person, whoever goes for any employment kind of a thing, if he cannot produce or go with more productivity, now what happens is, whatever we have done the proper staffing, it is all goes for a vain. That's why we need to always motivate those people and get them developed properly. Now these are the importance of human resource development. So let's understand the next topic, that is nature of HRD. Now what is this nature of HRD? Now I have listed few of the topics here. The first one here is learning. Second is career development, and third is specific duration. Now understand the first one, learning. Now Mahatma Gandhi once told that whenever we go with any kind of a confusion, you are supposed to always check whether you are right or wrong. And he said that live as if there is no tomorrow, learn as if there is no end. So when you go with these thoughts, that is, there is no tomorrow and you are supposed to live completely. There is no end. That is how you are supposed to learn. Now you will never get confusion. And I'll tell you here, students, if you go with learning, there is a phrase called the more you learn, the more you earn. So this is the beautiful quote which you are supposed to take it. Now, when I go with learning, what happens is you will have a career and you are actually nurturing that career if you start learning more. And that too, you have a duration for it, that is called a specific duration. Improves performance. The more you learn, what happens is it is always an added cost to you, that is, it will improve your performance. Organizational development, because you are doing better, who will get benefit? The organization will benefit. Long-term benefit, it is not just a short-term benefit, you have a long-term benefit, because whatever you learn, right, it will be with you. That's the reason I always go with this quote which my mom always tells, that you have 1 rupee with you and your friend have 1 rupee with him. Both of you exchange. Now how much both of you have? 1 rupee. But you have a different knowledge, he has a different knowledge. Both of you exchange. Now what happens is you have 2 knowledge kind of process. That means knowledge will always double. Money can never double, right? But what happens is money sometimes it will come, it will go. But when it comes to knowledge, knowledge stays till you are there. That is what it is. That is a long-term benefit is there. And HRD is what? It is a continuous process. It is never ending. See, even Narayan Murthy in his interview, he said that the founder of Infosys, the co-founder, you can say, there are many people who went with the Infosys Foundation. When we had this interaction with Narayan Murthy in the television, now what he said was he went for a training. Now we were all shocked that how come Narayan Murthy at this age he had gone for training. Then he said even a person like Narayan Murthy needs training. See, that is the beauty of HRDs, human resource development. There is no end for development. That's why it is called continuous process. Employee welfare. Now why HRD is done? It is for the welfare of the employee. Now the employee may leave a job and he may go to the other job, but there is everywhere HRD is common because it's a welfare for the employee. And the lastly is development of team spirit. The more you are working, the more you are getting better by better, you will always work in a team. You will not be individual. That's why Henry Fayol in his 14 principles says that subordination of individual interest to general interest. You should always not think about yourself. You should always think about the company at large. That's why it is called the subordination of individual interest to group interest. So we'll check one by one. The first one is learning. Now here I told you, the more you learn, the more you earn. The essence of HRD is learning. The very purpose of HRD is to make the employees acquire knowledge. The first thing is what? The employee should know what is that they are doing, the knowledge about what they are doing. Learn newer concept and develop their skills. The more you know something, right, it is better for you. The core of HRD is to enhance the quality of workforce by creating an environment which fosters constant learning. So the more you learn here, students, what it does, it enriches your knowledge. And it is always an add-on to your dignity. The second one here, when we go with it, the learning is always a continuous phase where you'll always get advantage rather than disadvantages. But you should be very careful what is that you are learning and how you are learning. Is it you are learning a right way or the wrong way? Career development and specific duration. Now, when it comes to career development, HRD helps in the career development of individuals by matching employee characteristics with job requirement. Now, right person at a right time for a right job, right? That is what very important is. Now, this career development, what happens is you are good at something, you should be placed at that point of time. Now, it is not like you are good in cricket, but you are playing football. That shouldn't happen, right? You should have a proper career development. Now, you are very good in sales, but they'll put you in HRM, that is human resource management. Now, what is that you can do with those? Definitely, it is not proper. Specific duration. Any particular HRD program would have a specific duration. It could be for short, medium, or long duration. Always, HRD is planned for the long duration with a small efforts, right? So they always go with what continuous process. That's the reason they say that. And we have this levels of management. We have top level, middle level, and supervisor level. Here HRD is for all the levels. The duration will change. Top level, it may be for short, middle level for maybe for the medium, or the supervisor level for the long. Every day they are supposed to learn and get nurtured properly. Improves performance. Now, when you are learning more, what happens is the next time when you get the work, you will do the work more beautifully, right? You will actually perform it with very good nature, right? So the performance of employees is improved as a result of HRD. The training program enhance the capability of employees and improve their productivity. See, when you know both the things, right, that is theoretical as well as practical through HRD, you will do the job efficiently and effectively. Organizational development. Now, HRD aims at not just the development of human resources, but at the progress of the organization as a whole. Positive change in work culture, you can actually anticipate that. Processes and organization structures are made. That is, here what happens is, it is a benefit for the person who goes with HRD as well as benefit for the organization, because the person will be nurtured here and he will actually change the entire work culture, because now he knows what exactly he should do it. And next we have is long-term benefit and continuous process. HRD is very future-oriented concept. The result of HRD can be experienced only after some time following its implementation, but it benefits the employees and the organization for a long time in future. Now, why we say long-term benefit? As a company has a concept that is called perpetual succession. That means a continuous process it is, right? So when we go with the example of Tata, and that too J.R.D. Tata. Now J.R.D. Tata is a person who started the company. Now if you understand the Tata groups here, now from when they started and now even 2021 we have Tata, and we can see that the Tata Motors shares are also increasing. Now the reason why, because they went for a proper planning of HRD, and every year they are the people who goes for more training and they invest more in training so that their employees are productive. The more the employees are productive, what happens is, it is like you are giving them training, tomorrow itself you will not get the profit. It's a long term kind of a thing. Because of consistency, what happens is the Tata Motors, the Tata Groups or Tata Sons, whatever the products we have in Tata, what happens is there will be a gradual increase of sales. A continuous process. HRD is a continuous process. It's not like for only 1 year, it is for entire till the person actually retires. Different HRD programs are to be implemented in the organization according to changes in the work environment. Now, what has happened in this pandemic? People went with a normal kind of a thing, that is 9 to 5 we are supposed to work. But in the pandemic, what happened is it is work from home. Many of them, they don't know from what time to what time they are supposed to work. And let me tell you, many of them are getting counseling within their work culture. The reason is what? HRD. They get frustrated because of their husband or because of their wife or because of their child or because of their parents. But still what happens is it is a continuous process where they are supposed to get focused. They're not supposed to get depression. All these things are there. They'll avoid it. And human behavior need to be monitored regularly to enable them to adjust themselves according to the environmental dynamics. That's why the top level management always get a psychiatrist also. That is, are they stable or not? What has happened? Because they are getting more stress of the work. Now that is the reason they should be monitored continuously. That is why we say it is a continuous process. Next is employee welfare. Now, the organization attempt to provide all the facility which are vital for physical and mental well-being of the employee to facilitate HRD. And here development of team spirit is HRD creates a healthy work environment. It creates what? Healthy work environment which helps to build team spirit and coordination among various groups, and the departmental team spirit should always be there. See, when you acquire knowledge, what happens is you are acquiring discipline. You are acquiring how to play in a team. You will know that individually we cannot do it. It is only the team. That's why we should always replace the word me to the word we. We should always replace me to the word we. And these are the importance and the needs of HRD. Hope you have understood. Thank you so much, your students. Any doubt regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. I'll see you when I see you.